Where do I find myself today? I'll tell you where I find myself today. I'm on the River Trent. Have a look, see what you think. There was very little noise until the guy struck up with his thing, whatever he's running. Motor thing, grass cutter come excavator or whatever it is. Otherwise it was really quite peaceful here, and it's the kind of place, I don't know, what do you come here for? You don't come here if you're depressed, because it's a big river. Is that? It's a big river. You don't want to come here if you're depressed. But if you're anxious, you want to sort of come and have some bit of peace, then I should think this would be the place to be. I would have thought, to be fair. All the things you need. You've got the River Trent, ducks somewhere here. Slowly zoom. There you go. Look, one especially for you, right in the shadows. I think that's a duck. You see, because of the lights. I've probably zoomed in on a bit of wood or something of the likes. But yeah, it's a really nice spot, this, and you know, it's quite a. It used to be a ferry. There used to be a ferry here somewhere, and they call this Laneham ferry. But it's it is really picturesque. It sort of has its beauty first thing in the morning, as well as last thing at night, and it doesn't seem to. I wouldn't think that it would matter what the weather is here. They could chuck anything at you, really, and it still have its beauty. So just thought I'd share this with you, because it's a quaint little village. So what I intend to do now is pop up the village and let you have a look, see what's in the village. Let's go. So first thing I come across is the ferry boat inn. Traditional free house. Come in for a warm welcome. Home cooked food and fine ales. I would love to sample their border fare if I wasn't in some sort of lock-up with convid or whatever we're faced with these days. Not entirely sure, but yeah, it's a nice place actually. Yeah, quite a nice traditional old pub haunt, this one. You're up for a meal in a nice country setting. It's alright, isn't it? Well, see, that's my script. There's a church up there. I'm going to have a look at that in a second. More of the same countryside. Would you believe it? The bus comes down here. I know this because I used to drive buses many years ago, and I remember coming down here myself. So, but I think you've got to book it now. Is that the way with just about everything these days? You've got to book it, phone up, book it. Dear me, where have we come to? Well, one of the locals here. What's your name? Huh? Hey, yeah. Go on, Ed. Want a fuss? Yeah, that's what you want, isn't it? Yeah, you do. Yeah. How about about that then, eh? Cool. Are they all as friendly as you? I'll bet they're not. I'll bet they're not. Here we are. Love churches. You'd have never have guessed, would you? Always hanging about round churches. Can't think why. Why in God's name I've always been interested in churches. They're just steeped in history, and have something about them apart from the usual serenity. Well, look. St. Peter's. It's got the usual convent sign on there, of course, like everything has these days. We shall never forget this one, will we? They'll not let us forget this at all. But, yeah, that's a nice church. Not sure about the history about it. Look, a squirrel up there. See the squirrel? Squirrel up there somewhere. Get your nuts in, mate. I'll be stuck in winter without any nuts. See, squirrels will be no different. They'll be collecting in bulk, fighting with each other. Just how many nuts do you need, eh? How many's in your family, eh? All them nuts depriving everybody else of them. Yeah, and I bet you've got tons of toilet roll as well. Manor Farm Drive. Let's have a look at the view here. It's so beautiful. Really quite nice, isn't it? That's the farm. What's that? Palm trees? What's going on here? I bet them two palm trees was really happy they was dug up from a really nice climate and planted here in this dismal climate. So I've got to walk all the way down this lane now to the village, and we'll see what's in it. I doubt very much there's going to be an awful lot in it, to be honest, but I'll find something to amuse us. These people in these small villages here, really, they, you know, I suppose they suffer under lockdown conditions if they've not got transport, because, you know, what bit they did have, you know, like sort of small shops and little sort of, you know, supplies, bit of a pub no doubt, you know. Once they pack up with all that, then you know, there's little else left for them in these remote places. Horses in the field. Now, I'm pretty much an expert on horses. See that one there, look, that's a black and white one, and then that other one, the other one here, you see that's a special one. That's a black one with a coat on, and if I'm not mistaken, that's probably a goat. I'm in the village. Managed to get myself into the village. Quite a walk actually it was, a bit further than I expected. Coming up to this building here. I wonder if that was a church of some sort. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. We've been past the main church. Come up here. What was that, Moor Lane? Main Street. So it's got to be what, 42 or 48. That will be what? Coniston House. No, I'm none the wiser. What Coniston House is. 42, 48. I mean, if these numbers were in order, it'd help. You know, I mean, they're just not sort of in any kind of order. So I don't know. It looks like it could have been a school or something or another. It's that kind of building. It's that sort of place. There's a wavy old cottage look. Love irregular buildings like that, don't you? Yeah. Quite a sweet place, isn't it, really? But, yeah, interesting little place. Look, it's just like an old school or something. Oh, memorial hall. But it might have been a school at one time, tiny one. Who knows? So, let's have a little walk up here then. Wait a minute, this might have been something. Look at that. 1834, restored in 1894. Whatever that be. Well, that looks like it's definitely got to have been some sort of community church hall or something or another. Or again, possibly a school, I don't know. They all look like schools or community halls, don't they? Them sort of buildings. I'm no expert. Yeah, and pay our respects to these wonderful people. Lest they be forgotten. Not in my book, mate. It was one of those villages with a tight-knit community. And I see somebody walking through the street with a camera. They're new or renovated. And it's like, what's he doing here? What's he up to? No one goes down there anymore. Who's that there? Stranger in town. Sent him to the witchcraft people. Send him to the Wicker Man. Witchcraft people will sort him out. Oh, they will, Why has everybody got to have a Somerset accent when it's stuff like that? Bit weird, isn't it? Oh, send him down there, down the lane. No one goes down there no more. Yeah. What we got here is the Bee's Knees. That's microbrewery, I do believe. Springhead Brewery, and of course complimentary pub that goes with it. Lovely. Just looks like an old sweet shop or something. I can imagine that that's probably what it was at one time of the day, but it's alright, isn't it? Yeah. It'll be a close-knit community pub. You go in there and it's like, stranger, you're a pin drop, you know the stuff. I suppose one of the pleasant things about it here is I've not seen one big exhaust, baseball cap, hoodie. Not seen any of them. Now, can you tell me what time it is, mate? Hey mate, you've got a light. Got any of them round here? So people walking about with their trackies tucked in the socks, because that is a gangster, innit? For real. So you've got none of them here. So I'm really pleased about that. It's a pleasant change. Because it is actually getting worse. It's getting an aggressive society, and these little places, they're your only sanctuary, really, away from it all. you know, people crouching in doorways with hoods up, you know, darkened corners, you know, doing something with a teaspoon and a lighter. I don't know. It's not my game, mate. In it, is it? Check it out for real. More or less come to the end of the village here. This is the direction of travel. Just about through the entire village here. So you can imagine. Don't imagine a lockdown. I mean, it is a lockdown, and what you're seeing is what you see. But as you see, that pub, nothing. I didn't notice any little shops or anything. So, you know, anybody that lives here clearly has to go into the nearest town or whatever to, you know, to get a bit of shopping. And that's it. That's your lot. Just a bit of a garden centre thing there, look, and that's about it. Orchard nurseries, garden thing, and that's it. It's your lot. Not much else really. So it's a swift turn round and back down. So there you are. There you have it. This is the neighbourhood watch area, and oh look, we've got home and garden maintenance there. He's going to be popular, isn't he? Because I shouldn't imagine there's much in the way of help that way. Places like this. Yeah, it's something maintenance, garden maintenance. Yeah. So I don't know. So that's about it. I'm afraid that was Laneham, guys. That's where I find myself today, in Laneham. So if you live here in Laneham, then you should be very happy. I think I'll be quite happy here. Fairly quiet. I can't imagine it being bustling, like anything like downtown Tokyo on shopping day or anything like that. Once there's no lockdown, I should imagine it's pretty much the same thing, I would have thought. So it's very nice indeed. So it's a perfect retiring place, I think. Here, Laneham. Quite like it. I have been here before many years ago, but I've forgotten an awful lot of it, and you know, obviously a few things change. But as you can see, there's just nothing in the way of commercial stuff. So there we are. That's where I find myself today.